Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to Meet the People Behind the Service, a special Workman Live webcast. When something goes wrong in our homes, possibly a leaking pipe, a faulty electrical connection, an air conditioner that stops working for a while, or a space that needs professional cleaning, many Nigerians ask the same question: who knows someone? We ask because home service or services are not only about technical competencies, they are also about trust. Who are we allowing into our homes? Will they arrive when promised? Will they complete the work properly? And what happens if someone or something goes wrong? Today we are going behind the app and behind the service to meet the people working to answer these questions. So please join this conversation in the comments. Tell us where you are watching from and send in your questions. We will take as many questions as possible during the course of this program. My name is Peter Oloka, and I'm the one that will be anchoring this session. Again, questions on the minds of many Nigerians when they are on their phones or tablets or laptops. What has to happen behind the scenes for a customer to receive reliable, professional, and trustworthy service? Today's webcast is a conversation rather than a conventional webinar. It pulls back the curtain on the people, standards, and accountability systems behind the workman service promise. So at this juncture, permit me, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce our guests for today. I have Chidebere Ogu, the head of marketing at Workman. Chidebere, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I also have Adedoyin Kolawole, the communications lead at Workman. Doyin, you're welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Good afternoon.
You're welcome. And we have a superstar. You understand what I mean by superstar by the time I introduce her. Oluwatoyin Oluweji, a top-performing Workman pro who specializes in general cleaning, fumigation, upholstery cleaning, and related services. She has completed more than 500 jobs, underline that, on the platform, and holds a 4.7 points out of 5 points in customer ratings. That's impressive, if you ask me. Well, let us begin with the problem this conversation is trying to solve. So, first of all, you're welcome. You're welcome, Toyin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us. So let's look at the problem we're trying to look at, solve this time on this conversation. When Nigerians say, "I need a trusted artisan," what does trusted mean in practical terms? What does finding dependable home service professionals remain difficult? Why does it remain difficult for many people? And where can we find them? Is the real problem shortage of competence or absence of dependable system? There's a campaign going on by Workman, which is called Zero Stories, Just Service. Zero stories for me it relates to Nigeria. I don't want stories. So what does that require from the platform, the professionals, and the customer? We're going to find out in a short time. So against the tradition of connecting the questions, I'm going to focus on one panelist at a time so we can have a coherent responses to our questions. So permit me, at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, to go with these questions I have with Chidebere. Mr. Chidebere Ogu, I was interested to have you.
All right.
Thank you so much. So I'll start with this way. What customer problem was Workman created to solve? Beyond just being simply connecting customers and artisans, there's a particular problem you're meant to solve. Can you tell us about that?
Okay, thank you for the question. From inception, Workman has been we've been doing our best to connect our users to artisans, but the main problem the app or the platform was created to solve was finding reliable artisans for customers. So, so it's not just about connecting you to artisans, but connecting you to reliable artisans, not just the artisans that would like the regular ones that would take 50% of your money, or the ones that would show up whenever they want to, or the ones that would um delay on the job, say a job that is supposed to take a day, they're extending it to 1 month, 2 months. So the main problem we're trying to solve is connecting you to reliable artisans, and this also branches into artisans you can trust, artisans who are professional, artisans who are diligent, and artisans who um, know the work. So that's the major problem we're trying to solve.
Thank you for laying that emphasis, for kickstarting this conversation on a very positive note, and thank you for what you guys are doing at Workman. Now let's go to the second question. What customer insight inspired the Zero Stories Just Service campaign? What inspired that?
Okay, so basically, what inspired that campaign is trust. So we're trying to create more awareness around Workman, and not just an awareness problem, but then also a trust issue. So we want to make sure as more people know about Workman, they also trust Workman, because for the artisans, a stranger is coming to your home. Yet someone you don't know is coming to your home. Someone you most likely are working with for the first time is um, coming into your private space, coming to access your appliance. So you have to trust that person to be able to allow them into your home, to allow them into your private property. So what bet this campaign is building trust amongst or between Workman and the end users.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ogu. Yeah, you have already answered my third question, which I was going to say that many platforms focus on speed and and convenience, but Workman has made trust is the trust of its operations. Your unique selling position is the trust. Again, I just want to emphasize on that. Why trust is the central point of your messaging and your operations.
Okay, well, trust is central because that is what will make you use the platform. Is what will make you come back to use the platform. Say, for instance, a simple example is your chair. You trust that the chair will be stable, or the chair will carry you when you sit on it. And if it does, sorry, and if it does, you come back to sit again. So if trust is set as the foundation, it makes retention easy. It makes people want to. It makes adoption easy. It makes retention even easier. So once people trust that the platform works, they trust the artisans on the platform, and they trust that they will get the service they are requiring for, then they will adopt the platform. And then once they use it and they experience it, the fact that they already trust the platform and experience it, they will also want to come back again. So that trust is the major thing, regardless of how fast the platform is. If there's no trust, if there's no competence, then it fails.
Thank you so much for that response. Thank you so much, Mr. Ogo. So I want to ask, take us through. I'm a novice. I just came on this app and I just want to use this app. Maybe I came and I like what I've seen on the services to offer. Maybe I'll listen to this conversation today and I want to come on this app. So take me through the kind of customer journey from end to end. What services, what is required for you to deliver, for me to get onboarded on your platform?
Okay, well, I'll just do it in a way where I talk about how you get onboarded and how you are able to hire an artisan. So, say for instance, you come across our post, or you come across the website for maybe a Google search, or you see our ad, or you visit our page. You first download the Workman app, which is the first thing. After downloading the app, you sign up with your valid information and necessary information, basically. So after signing up and the verification is done, you have access to a wide range of services and a wide range of artisans to pick from. So whatever artisans you need, say you need a plumber, you need an electrician, you need a bricklayer, you need a beautician, whatever artisan you need at that point, you have a wide range of service categories on the platform. And then you have a wide range of artisans on the platform that are within your area. So you select the one you want, book the service. You can book now or you schedule for later. So once you're done with that, the request is sent to the customer service and they take it off from there. You're connected to the artisan. Once the job is done, payment will be made. Actually, payment will be made to an escrow account, which the payment is held until the service is done. So once that is over, you confirm the job is completed to your satisfaction. Once that's done, then the funds is released to the artisans and everything is fine. So that's just the journey from sign up to hiring an artisan to completion.
Thank you so much. I like that part where you have an escrow account where you're going to keep the money until where the job is everybody is satisfied before payment is confirmed. I like that part. So thank you so much. So how does a workman assess whether a professional is ready to serve customers through the platform? I wouldn't want a situation whereby I trust your platform, but the person who sent to me, comes to Wilemi.
Okay, so what we do is we have our verification process. So we have the virtual and the physical. So for the virtual is when the artisans would have to upload their virtual is basically KYC. So their information and all of that, and references, guarantors, and all of that. So those are done. And the physical would also require us visiting their physical location. Say a carpenter, of course, will visit your physical store to see the work you are doing. You can't be a carpenter and have an empty store. So we see the work you are doing. We see that you are actually carrying out the job. We assess, say, the work we see on ground and see if is competent enough or is good enough to our standard. So while the physical is done, the virtual will also be going on where you upload pictures of your previous work done and detailed information about your work experience. So all of that together gives us should I say the major information we need to assess your competence. And of course, we wouldn't necessarily know 100% until you are sent to do a job. So the response from that job or the comment from the user after doing the job will also give us more information to know, okay, given all of this information you have given us, the hands-on response or the hands-on job also confirms that you are good at this. So that just gives us the entire information that we know that, okay, yeah, this person is here to stay and here to serve.
In other words, your customers are part of your ecosystem. The response they give you also helps you to, the responses help you to know how to tweak your processes and know how to assess the professionals you send out. Thank you so much for that. So what assurance does a customer receive that is different from an informal referral? I can stay in the house and I say, oh, that person that Nigerians ask themselves, who can do this? I can ask my neighbor, I need a carpenter, I need this, somebody who can do this, and so. But coming to on your platform, what is that the assurance I'm getting that is different from me just going down the street to look for someone?
From our platform, the assurance you get is, let me put it in this way: you have access to a wide range of artisans of your choice, so you can go through their profiles and see the one you want to work with. Yeah, so we don't necessarily come into play when it comes to our customers choosing their artisans. So they have a wide range of artisans they can pick from. So after having gone through their profile and looked at their work experience, previous job done, and all of those information, then you hire an artisan on that platform. So what the assurance we give is that using that escrow feature where you pay money into the escrow, the artisan is forced to give you quality. So in the sense that you have to confirm that the job is done, and not just done, you have to confirm that it is done to your satisfaction. So when all of those confirmations are given, then the money is released to them. So given that the artisan knows that if they don't deliver quality, they won't get paid. They are forced to deliver quality. So I think that's enough assurance for the users to choose the platform and stick to the platform.
Thank you so much. So I'll take you back to one of the responses you made. You say that once a payment is made, you don't just give out the payment to the professional. You first of all wait, put in an escrow account until when the. So if a job does not meet expectation, so what escalation or resolution mechanism exists? Do you have a resolution mechanism through which you can, resolve as a customer? Maybe I'm not satisfied with what's the service rendered. Even though I made payments, like you say, I kept it somewhere. So is there a process through which this is resolved?
Okay, yeah, we have a process for that. We have a 30-day money back guarantee feature where if a job is done and within 30 days there's a complaint around that same job, we would ask the professional to come back to fix it. Say, for instance, your generator was fixed and the same issue arises, say, the same week or a couple of days later. we will ask the professional to come back to get it fixed. And if that professional cannot get it fixed, we get someone else to get it fixed. So those are the processes that we use to ensure that our users get satisfied. So once the professional cannot fix it, we get somebody else to fix it. And in a situation where nothing can be done, then we start processing a refund for the customer. In some cases, it might not be a total refund because there's instances where materials will need to be bought and all of that to get the job done. So, but then there will still be a process.
Can you
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, we can't. I can't hear him. He's not audible. Audible.
Okay, please, Chidebere, just continue with your thought process. I think we'll join us soon. I mean, you're about to round up on that question. And
Okay.
we have a question coming in from online based on what you have said. I think there is somebody asking, I heard Chidebere mentioned carrying out KYC on the artisans. Is there KYC or due diligence carried out on customers too?
Okay, the on-screen question. Yes, for the artisans, because of the nature of their job, is why we do the KYC for them, because we want to make sure. The reason for that is also because we want to make sure if there's any problem on the artisan side, we can always access them. We can always access them. We can always find them. We can always meet with them. Say, for instance, the artisan is supposed to do a job, in a sense where they have to get materials, they get a percentage of the money, and then they abscond. KYC helps us track them, helps us find them and retrieve whatever material or anything is there. But for the users, we don't necessarily do total KYC for them. What we just need from the users is their information, their address, and this information is enough for us to find the user. Say most of the users or our users have physical address. So if you're calling, say somebody like you're calling Toyin to come and clean your house, and there's any reasons for us to access the user, what we do is go to the back end, get user information based on their location, and just find them. But for artisan, we need more information regarding their guarantor and all the extra information that we need from them. So that's why for the artisans, it's more complex compared to the user. Just to wrap up on what I was saying. So if there's no one to, if the job cannot be completed, we then send somebody else, and if that person cannot still get it fixed, we then start to process a refund for the user. And like I said, it might not be a total refund because sometimes materials will have to be bought, but we'll do our best to make sure the user is satisfied with whatever we are returning back to them, and both parties, both the user and the company, are satisfied.
All right. Then thank you so much for that, Chidebere. Thank you, Mr. Archie, for that intervention. So let me go back to the campaign. At the end of the campaign, what customer behavior or business outcome would you tell it has succeeded? What are expectations from this campaign?
Okay, our expectation at the end of the campaign is just like what brought the campaign, trust. Our expectation at the end of the campaign is what we regard as success is our adoption process. So, like we mentioned earlier, trust is something that drives adoption. So, at the end of the campaign, adoption and ease of adoption would be a key factor to indicate that yes, this campaign has been a successful one, where we get people that sign up without second thought, or because they've seen how well Workman has helped somebody else and they adopt it, and they've seen much information about Workman, where we put out information about our services, how we operate, everything that builds trust. So at the end of the campaign, the ease of adoption basically is what we would use as a key factor.
Is it my internet or Chidebere's internet?
I think there's network issue from your end. But let me go over it again. I said at the end of the campaign, what we would see as a key indicator for success would be the ease of adoption. the ease at which leads are being generated from the back end. So the ease at which users see the platform and are quick to hop on it. The ease at which people just see Workman, they know what Workman is about based on the information we put out there, and then they adopt it. Another indicator will be as much market share or market voice that we have in terms of awareness. So we are looking to use this campaign to create as much awareness as possible. So if at the end of the campaign we notice that Workman is has become a household name amongst Nigerians, then we can say that okay, yes, the campaign was a successful one.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ogu. Thank you so much for your responses. We appreciate you. I want to bring the audience again to the part of this conversation. Thank you for the question that was asked earlier. I have a question for the audience before we quickly go for a commercial break. And that question is, what is that one thing that will make you feel safer booking a professional online? Drop your comments in the comment section. That's one thing that will make you feel safer booking a professional online. By the time we come back, we're going to look at the responses. Let's quickly go on a commercial break.
I had an appointment this morning and I was trying to leave the house very early, only to realize that my door lock is jammed and I've been locked inside my own apartment. Also worried for a while, but then it's stuck. Walkman to the rescue! I went to the Walkman app, clicked on select service on my homepage, selected carpentry services, and I found someone who is very close to my house. I called him and he told me he would be on his way very soon. Guess what, guys? The carpenter arrived in less than 10 minutes and he did the job perfectly. Now my door lock is fixed and I can still make it to my appointment. Yay!
Need help? Get help.
Thank you so much, Workman, for what you are doing for Nigerians. And I know that this service will go global. Welcome back from that commercial break. Trust can be claimed in advertising, but it must be earned through experience. We're going to be discussing with Adedoyin to examine what that means for Workman. So, Doyin, you're now on the hot seat. Well, I know it's cool.
Yeah, thank you very much.
How does Workman communicate trust without overpromising?
Yeah, the key word there is overpromising, and how we do this is to make sure that we manage the expectations both from the provider side and also the client side. We try to let them see the benefits of using the app. We have some perks of using the app as well, some of which Chidebere has mentioned earlier. So we let them see these things. Or when you use the app, there's a 30-day money back guarantee. You get cash back on the app. There's someone you can always call if something go wrong, like we are with you every step of the way. But we also make sure that we're not over-promising. We're not promising them things that we'll not be able to fulfill. So we make sure that we communicate trust, we enforce, credibility by letting them see that this is what you get, and we fulfill that. But we don't go saying things that we know is not possible for us to, fulfill or, make happen. So that's how we do it.
Oh, that's interesting. So let's go to the campaign. What does Zero Stories Just Service mean from a communications and accountability perspective?
It's interesting because if you are like a very, very a core Nigerian, you'd have heard things like, oh, I don't want to hear stories that touch. Oh, let me avoid stories that touch. And that is where this actually came from. So we are letting people see that when you use the Workman app, there are no stories, just service, just someone just a platform that is there with you throughout the journey, just a platform that you can always count on whenever something goes wrong. So there are literally no stories when you use the Workman
I think we're
app.
having we're having issue with your connectivity.
Network is quite okay here, but can you hear me now? Hello? I don't know if any other person on this can hear me.
Okay, it's better
Can you
now.
hear
It's better
me
now. Go on. It's better. Yes, it's better now.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. So, as I was saying, there are literally no stories when it comes to the Workman app, because when you use the Workman app, you don't just use an app, you get a team that is behind you, a team that supports you all the step of the way, a team that ensures that you are satisfied with the job done before they, pay the artisan. So even our artisans know this, that when you work on that, when you go out to work for clients as a representation of workman, you make sure that you are doing the 100%, because there are no stories. We don't do that here. All we do is perfection, satisfaction, and every other thing.
That's interesting. Thank you for that. There's why we'll quickly go to the next question, which is the phrase "no stories." Just like you mentioned, it carries an immediate Nigerian cultural meaning. I don't want stories. So
Yeah.
why was it important to build a campaign around this language that people always use almost every day?
Yeah, it was in a means for us to build credibility and also like increase the trust in the Workman app. Like Chingy said, we don't want people second guessing. Oh, if I use this app, would I get this? Would I get that? Oh, if I use this, would it not be the same stories that I get from regular artisan? But it was a way for us to show them that Workman is different. This is how we stand out. This is how we are different from the roadside mechanic that you go to. This is how we are different from the carpenter that came to your place and promised to finish the job in a week but refused to come back even after a month. There are no stories. We are accountable. We hold our artisans responsible. We make sure they do what they are supposed to do when it's required of them. If a workman artisan says, I'll complete this job within 3 days, then he has to, because we don't want, like, no, we are very straightforward. This is how we handle things. And like I said, we also manage expectations. If this job is going to take a week, oh, this is what this is going to take. And if it's a situation where, oh, this device, this appliance, we won't be able to fix it, you just have to replace it. We don't go purging money out of our users. The artisan is straightforward. It lets them know, oh, this is what we can do. We can't do this. We can't fix this. So it's just in a way for us to like build more credibility for the brand and also like drive trust in the platform. Let people see that this is how we stand out. This is how we are different.
Thank you. So I know if I give you time, we just take all the time. And let me, because you have a lot to say. But for the sake of time, I'll just go to the next question. So what information should customers receive before a professional arrives, during the job, and after completion? The three stages.
Okay, so before the provider arrives, the first thing we let them know is the quotation, the quotes. If that's before inspection, I mean, that's going to be after inspection. If the inspection isn't done yet, then the artisan goes over there, inspects the job, what needs to be done, what material needs to be get, and they get the quotation. Another thing is we let them know our payment policy. We have a payment policy which we like strictly abide by, which is the fact that you don't pay directly to the artisan. You pay through Workman wallet and it's kept in escrow until the artisan has completed the job. So we also let them know our payment policy. Another very important thing we let them know is our refund policies. Our refunds take 5 to 7 working days, depending on how complex or how complicated the whole process has been. And like Chingy said, a lot of times we don't get to process 100% of the refund because, like he mentioned, we've gotten materials, this and that. So sometimes we're able to do 50 to 75% refund, but everything has been stated in the refund policy just to manage their expectation. In cases where we have to like make refund, this is how it goes, this is the process it has to go through, and based on the technicalities of your job, this is how much refund you can get at the end of the day. So these are information that we let them know before the job even commences at all. So we are transparent, we are very open. They know how the process works. Then during the job, what our client success team tries to do is follow up with them. How is the artisan doing? How is the job progressing? What is going on? As they are checking on the client, they are checking on the provider. Hope there are no issues. Hope there are no complications. Hope there is nothing going on that we have to come in. Then after the job, we let them know that we are not paying this person. Are you satisfied with this job? You need to confirm if you are satisfied with this job before we pay this person. In fact, it's something that we try to like let them know. Go through this again, inspect again. Is this job done to your satisfaction? If the answer is no, then we let them know that the artisan has to come back. And after the job has been completed, we also like let them know that there's still like a 30 days, period where if this issue happens again, you can always reach out to us and we'll get the artisan to come over to check it again at no cost. At no cost at all.
That's
So those are
interesting.
things that we
I like the fact
is an
I like the fact that workman you beat yourselves to ensure that you deliver as promised, and that's
yeah,
important. So, but in a situation whereby you have finished your pricing, the timing and the scope of work changes, as there's change. How do you
yeah.
manage that expectation? How do you manage that situation?
By communicating effectively and immediately. We don't joke with communication, especially when it comes to client's job. That's why I said that we have a team, the client success team, that are with both the provider and the user every step of the way. Immediately something is happening that is not like that is looking like a change in what was initially agreed on. They make a call through, they communicate effectively. And I think that is one issue that people have with the regular artisans. I think Nigerians generally underestimate the value of communication, but communication can really go a long way. Oh, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to do it in 5 days. Oh, but we encountered so issue, and now it won't be 5 days anymore. It's going to be 10 days. You let them know. Oh, we had agreed on so price because this was what the scope of the job was, but now it has changed, and now we are going to increase our price from to so. The user can either agree or disagree. But when you are communicating effectively and you are being honest, and they see it to like, oh, this is why this has changed, this is why this has come to this, it's usually like very easy to navigate the situation.
So I understand that workman you don't joke with reviews, ratings, and testimonials from customers.
So,
How does it impact your service quality?
it impacted because I believe that as a user, as someone who uses the Workman app myself, I can scroll through a dozen of providers being recommended to me. But the first thing I do is check the ratings, and we have premium providers as well. We have like top providers, providers like Oluwatoyin that is on the call with us today, providers that are constantly proving themselves, and we call them premium providers. They are also the ones that if a new user comes today, because we have a lot of users that'll be like, oh, I can't scroll through, just recommend someone to me. These are the people that, oh, we already have premium providers that we can recommend to you. We know them. There are people that have constantly done this thing on the Workman app, and they've proven themselves over and over again. So us as a platform, it gives us an insight on how we recommend providers to users. And for the users who are scanning through themselves, we also like give them informed, it makes them like make informed decision. We also have a thing that we do, that we have guidelines, policies that our providers must abide by. And I can tell you for sure that there are lots of providers that have been taken off the Workman app and have been totally blocked because they flouted one or two of our rules, and they are not coming back there. So this is what these ratings does for us. It lets us see things how they are and make us be like, oh, this person is not worthy of being on our platform. Oh, this person is worthy of being a premium provider, and we have to like recommend them to any user that comes to use the app. So that's how it helps us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that response. It's quite insightful. So how does the communications team, your team, respond when a customer has a negative experience or raises a public complaint? How do you go about it? There's some customers that what
Trust
they
me,
will find a
we've
way to
had
beat
our
you.
hands full. We've had our hands full on a lot like that. And what we try to do is that we try to approach it from the angle of customers first. These users come first. So whenever we receive any complaint like that, as frustrating, as challenging as it might be, we try to make sure that the customer, the client, the user see that we are on their side. We are trying to resolve this. We are on your side. Or is the issue from the customer service? Is it from the provider? We try to assure them as much as possible, because Nigerians, especially humans generally, want to know that they want to be comforted. They want to see that they matter. So that is what we always try to do. We try to let them see that we are sorry this is happening. We are sorry for this inconvenience. This is not how we operate, but know that we are on top of this. And every step of the way, we try to look for a way out that doesn't really harm, you understand, that doesn't really harm the users. There's been a lot of time where we had to like cover up with our own funds to make sure that whatever happened was resolved, has to like come in with company funds to like resolve one or two issues for our users, refunds, process refunds, even when it's not convenient, when it's not like what we're supposed to do. But like I said, we always treat our users like without the users, there's no Workman app. So we always let them see that you people, you come first, you are the reason we exist, and we are going to resolve this in a way that, it supports you and you see it. I won't say that there hasn't been a lot of instances where the users are actually the ones that are at fault, but then you just have to be very diplomatic. We find a way around it to ensure that we are not like chasing this person completely away from the app, and they are not like going around giving people bad reviews about the Workman app.
Okay, so this is like a tripartite arrangement. You have the workman, you have the professionals, and you have the customer. So how do you make the voices of the workman professionals, how are their voice heard? Not just about the company or the customers, your professionals.
Yeah, it's a tough one, because a lot of times the providers have actually felt like, oh, we are not priorities, this and that. And I think that is why we started our annual convention that we do for the providers, where they come together, we synthesize them. It's a very interesting program. We remind them of our policies. They are awarded, like Oluwatoyin said earlier, she's been awarded a couple of times. We do it annually, and it's a thing of us like bringing them together. Let them see that they are actually workman. You are not just providers on the workman. You are actually like the representation of workman. Whenever you go out there as workman. So you are a part of workman more than you even think. So we let them see that you are not a third party, you are not being neglected. And we do providers webinar as well, where we address their issues, we answer their questions, we talk about the percentages, the premium subscriptions, how it's taking a toll on them, or what they need to, what they want improvement on as well. So they are not like a category that we just like set aside. We have a lot of initiatives that we've had in the past, and we are still going to have in future, to like put them together and also like just delegate and have chats with them.
Okay, in 30 seconds, beyond this webcast, how will Workman continue to make its standards and accountability processes visible beyond this webcast?
Beyond the webcast, we do a lot of this on our social media platforms. We talk about our features, we talk about the perks of using the Workman app. We address our features whenever we see that we roll out new features every time. We've updated the Workman app. I think we roll out updates at least 2 to 3 times every year. All of these updates are designed to address each issues from every customer, every user that have used the app. So we also like make sure that we constantly remind them, these are the perks of using the Workman app, these are the benefits, these are the features, this is how this feature benefits you, this is why you should use this feature, and the likes. So beyond this webcast, we have our social platforms out there: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. We are like on all social platforms where you can just go and see what the Workman app is all about.
Thank you so much, Dodoyin, for your responses. We appreciate the great work you are doing and the team at Workman. We're going for a short break now, but after the break, we'll meet the professional behind more than 500 completed jobs and hear what consistent service really requires. We're going to hear from her in a short while. Let's go for a brief break.
Imagine the possibilities when you discover Workman, a platform that provides top-notch services. In just 5 steps, you can have the Workman experience. Step 1. Download the Workman app and sign up in just few taps. Step 2. Explore a vast network of reliable and vetted artisans at your fingertips. Step 3. Find the perfect artisans for your needs based on their profile, ratings, and customer reviews. Step 4. Book your desired service with confidence and ease. Step 5. Experience top-notch service from skilled professionals who are passionate about their craft. Rate your experience and help others discover exceptional artisans. Workman, your trusted companion on your journey to quality services and customer satisfaction.
Thank you so much, and welcome back to the conversation we're having, Workman webcast. We are talking about zero stories, just service campaign, being run by by Workman and the service they are rendering. Now we want to hear from one of the top performers, and her name is Oluwatoyin Olubeji, the professional behind this service. We want to hear her perspective. We want to discuss the platform the promise, and now how she was able to deliver more than 500 jobs on this platform. Now, you're welcome, Tony.
Yes, thank
So
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
before we discuss the numbers, tell us about yourself and how did you enter the cleaning and fumigation, industry?
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My journey on the work app, on how I've been able to complete over 500 jobs. All I can say about Workman is sort of creates a policy of his own for us to stand, for us to know what Workman is all about. And I think diligence has been the journey on Workman with me. I tell everybody, if you ask me what I've been, how come you've done this job so far? I'll tell you it's diligent, and also going with them on the policy. It's a standard, it's a policy, then you follow the policy, you follow what you should understand what your customer needs, what your customer wants on the app. Not as if we are not just anyhow cleaners or artisans, we are professionals. You should act as the professionals that we are. So it's not as if you're just coming in, let me just do this job. This client, no, 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 no. Workman is a policy on its own. It's an organization, a big one on that. So
Okay.
it's not something you just come in
Yeah.
like that.
Yes, you have answered part of my second question, but I would just know what have been your experience when you first joined Workman. What was the experience like for you? Was it the kind of easy? Was it the kind of tasking? Was it the kind of something someone had to take you through the ropes to know the process?
And I joined the Workman app in the year 2021. I think I started with them from the scratch. It has not been easy. It has never been easy, but with consistency and again, like I said earlier, with at least giving the time taking, it's not something as easy as that. It's not as easy as that. No, it was never easy. But this is a organization, it has its own policy, it has its own future. You just don't come in and say no, 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 no. You work with time, we work with them. No, it was never easy, sir. But we thank God for the great hope. It has been so good, and something has been coming on from there, sir.
That's great. I know for you to have completed 500 jobs and maintained a 4.7 rating, customer rating. I'm
Yes, sir.
particular about the rating because here in a part of the world where people don't just rate you, they just want to kind of scrutinize and ask questions. And for you to have received 4.7 rating means that we are going to clap for you here. They're going to clap for you here. That's a great one. Congratulations, well done. That's a great job. So what does it take to sustain that level of performance for you? How have you been able to sustain that performance?
Firstly, you understand your customer. Normally we are attending to different kind of users on the app. So okay, this is friendly. This is what the customer has paid for his or her has paid for a good services. So I think the best I have mostly I give all my artisan, any of my client user using me, I give you the best, including materials. I'll make sure you're using the best material. You understand your job. The cleaning is just like me. I'm in the cleaning department. It's just as if you just to sweep them up. No, 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 no. You use the best materials for the cleaning. That is one of the key for me. So I'm talking about myself now. That's one of the key for me. It's not as if I've just started. Let me do this. Let me do that. No, 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 no. I make sure. And again, when you guys client is not even satisfied, I over satisfy you. Except the client is someone you've tried enough. So it's not
Thank you
someone you've
for
done.
something you said now. Over satisfaction. That is the key word. Over satisfaction. I like that. I underline that, and that is great.
I will make sure, even though for you, that is one of the things that brought 4.7 over 5 rating. I'll over satisfy you. I'll make sure you are fine because I want you to, I don't, because not because of myself, because other assistants are there. If you are to use my service, if I've done well, for you to come back to Workman will not be an issue to you because you believe you're all the same. So from there, I can bring a job for a mechanic, plumber, carpenter, any other artisan the user wants on the app. So I believe I will satisfy you to your best. I always tell any of the person working on Workman, let the customer see the value for their money. Let them see the value for their payments. That, oh, this is my money I paid. I'm so satisfied I did it. It's
Thank
not
you
as
so much.
you should.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much
Yes,
for that. So I want to know.
yes, sir.
Now let's speak to customer. Let's speak to the customer now. Let's use this platform to speak to the customers. What
Yes,
does
sir.
professional cleaning service involve that customers may not immediately see or understand? Those things that you need to do that customers may not see. Sometimes they think you're delaying, but it's not a delaying, but you're trying to get it right. What are those things that customers need to understand?
Is a customer needs to know that, like now, I do tell you that if you are to do a deep clean is not something you rush, something that takes a lot of time. Like some customer will come, they will just book a services by 2. They will tell you, can you come for deep cleaning now? No, it's not done like that because you want to do it. Not as if you can't do it, but to the client's satisfaction. So you have to know that time, patience. So I'm talking to our users, time, patience, and let them know that they have to know the value of what you are doing. You understand, sir? So it's not as if you just bring out a job and say, let me do it. No, 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 no. You do it too. A client, I often tell them, please be patient with me. Because some of them will tell you, by 1 o'clock, can you be done with the cleaning? No. If there are some cleaning you can be done with 1 o'clock because it's just an area. Even you are doing a standard cleaning, a deep cleaning, a professional cleaning, any of the cleaning services you are doing, it takes time. It takes patience because you are using a professional. Not that you went to go and call one Yabasira, sorry to say, yeah, let me do it for me. Yabasira can do it, but not at the way a professional is going to handle it. It can
Great, I
never be.
like that. Thank you so
It
much. Thank you. So let me before I go to check the questions from the audience, I want to ask this question. When you get to somebody's home for the first time, how
Yes,
do
sir.
you establish trust? How do you establish trust that somebody maybe can leave her house and come downstairs without just following you, looking at you? How do you establish trust that first time you get into the house?
Firstly, I have some clients that will ask you that, so can I drop my key with you? I have my property safe. Firstly, I told them that anything that comes from workman, we are safe. Your property are safe. Your things are safe. Because I myself know for workman to bring you out to represent them, because I tell everybody we represent workman because we are the one workman. Before they might not see workman, but they are seeing us. So, firstly, when you get there, when I get to a client that tell you, okay, I won't be there, but I believe since we are coming from workman, I have trust with workman, my property are safe. Normally, to me, the property are safe. Yeah, any of the things are safe. What I have built is, if I'm to come, I'll first do a video of the apartment, both in each apartment, because in case of anything happen, that will be my proof on to the app that this is what, and to the user too, that this is how we make your things and this is how we return it to where we're living. So that is one of the things I build as a trust also to myself, sir.
Thank you so much. We're going to allow you to catch her breath. While she's doing that, let's take some questions from the audience and see some of the questions we have from the audience. Then we'll come back to you, Tony. Thank you so much. You're doing great. We'll still celebrate you. Still celebrate you. You are the star of the day. You are the star of the day. Well done. So let's look at the questions. So, Mr. Arch, are you bringing the questions for us?
Yeah, they are on screen. Okay, probably you cannot see them on screen, but they are actually on screen. The first one is from Victor. Victor Ikwe is asking, how is charges made when the artisan has not ever evaluated a fault, and what needs to be done?
So, if I may rephrase the question, yeah, I've come for your service. First of all, you need to come to my house to evaluate what is there before you can make charges. I think that's Victor's question. So at what point do you come up with charges? So I think Chidebere can take the question.
All right, thank you very much. Well, the charges are made after evaluation, not before. So for every service that we have on the platform, it's either it's a picture evaluation, video evaluation, or a physical evaluation. Like for the cleaning service now, they would have to go to the physical location to assess the extent to which the debts are dried in, or the size of the space that needs to be cleaned. Then they will have an idea of what materials or what how many hands will be needed and all of that. So services are assessed, or the job is assessed before the service is done. So regardless of how you tell the artisans that, let's say for your generator, if you say it is not coming on, there are several things that might be the reason why it's not coming on. There are several faults that could be there. So the generator repairer has to come in and assess the service, then give you a quote on what the actual charge will be like.
Okay, thank you so much. We are getting that response. Charges are made after evaluation, not before evaluation. That's important. Okay, the next question is so I'm trying to get the question. Say, can artisans upload photos, videos, or previous work? So if I want to make a request for service, I need to see maybe before and after of the service rendered by an artisan. Is it possible for me something like to happen?
Yes, it's possible. We encourage our artisans to upload pictures of their previous job. So it's a proof of competence on your part, and um, it allows the users trust you, and it helps them in the decision making for working with you. So we encourage our artisans to upload picture of the previous job done. I mean, it's also part of their registration process. During your registration process, you are required, or you are mandated to upload quality pictures of previous work done. That way, it helps us with our virtual verification, and it helps users make their own decision.
Okay, so another question is how long does it take to refund when service has not been rendered? First of all, I want to believe that our services are rendered, but in a case whereby there's a dispute and there's a refund, you mentioned that there's 30-day duration for everything to be resolved and refund be made. I hope I'm right.
Yes, correct.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so
no,
much.
no. Sorry, that's not
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
The one you talked about is the money back guarantee. Refund takes 5 to 7 working days max.
Okay, yeah.
All
And
right.
it's in the refund policy. It's in the refund policy that we share.
I think it takes 7 days for it to be
Yeah.
refunded.
All right.
Yeah, 7
But the
days.
max
Yeah, maximum.
Yeah, the money
is
back
30
guarantee.
days. That's what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Okay, money back guarantee. So please take note. Refund is within 7 days. The money back guarantee is within 30 days. So thank you so much for that. So I'll come back to you before we continue that with our questions from the audience. I'll come to you to come back to you, Tony. So what do you do before beginning a job to ensure that you and the customer have the same expectations? Are there some things you need to tell the customer? Are there some things you need to show the customer? Are there some things you need the customer to explain to you before you begin a job to ensure that two of you are on the same page?
So what I do mostly is before a job can be done, mostly I do some of the jobs. If I can see the explanation are not clear, I do assessment on the job. I do go for assessment to assess the job so that you don't overcharge the clients, and you on the other side, you will not come down to over. Then maybe you after doing the jobs, or when you get to that start, the usual house, the client house, you don't say, okay, this job should be more than this, so but I've charged you below my cost price. So mostly for us to be clear, for us to be fine, we go for an assessment on the job, sir. We do assessment very well on the job. We do go for assessments.
All right. Thank you. So on the course of completing more than 500 jobs, there must be one or maybe two or three that give you that wahala. I say, this assignment to. So have you had such experience, and how did you handle it?
Some clients are very funny. They are very, very funny. No matter how you try to satisfy, to keep the name and everything, but you have to be patient. These are jobs, you need to be just be patient, because no matter what you say, people naturally they are not friendly. They are very harsh. That is their nature. It's not as if so since you've also observed that this is the kind of person you are working with, you study your clients, you study them a lot when you're there. So you handle them with patience, then you handle them with care, because most of them are still going to, most of them, people like that do come back and they will still request for you, and you give them a good services. a good service is a very good one, and patient. I think that is all on that. You don't rush. You don't rush. You have to take your time, because it's not easy for someone to call you, okay, come and do something in my house. It's not easy. So for you to for
Yeah.
that for you don't always not have that at the back of your mind, that for you to go to someone that no matter who you know, the person does not know you, but he knows you from a app he trusted. So for you to go there and the client is a harsh person, it's tough there. You have to take time, a lot of time and patience. Some of the clients would still request for correction on your job. We go back for
Mm.
correction on workman. Client is not satisfied, we go back for correction. No matter how it is, we go back for correction on workman. After the correction, you've done this. Maybe the client is not satisfied with your own job. Definitely another person is going to handle the job. But whenever I've gone there, the client is not active, is not happy. I try my best. I do my best on that. Firstly, I make sure they are fine, they are okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I want to ask you this question before I go back to the audience. The
Yes,
campaign,
sir.
zero stories, just service. What does it mean to you as a professional that is on the field?
Zero story, just service. Well, for me, the thing is the difference. What that statement means is that there should be a difference between us as a workman professional and outside just anyhow random services. And we're standard. We should know that we are keeping to our standard, to our policy, to what we have that make us to be workman, that make us also to be a professional. That is what is zero service just services. The best service. No, you don't complain, you don't have any complaint. Just that not as if someone that will give you a headache. No, 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 no. We don't do that
All
here. We
right.
don't.
All right. Thank you. So I have a question here from a customer, and I'm going to ask Tony to handle this question. What have you put like a guardrail to ensure that to protect your customers, to ensure that to protect them from the fear of maybe scammers, or fear of being, physically assaulted or injured? Do you have protection you have put in place?
Oh yes,
Yes, yes,
definitely, definitely.
yes.
No,
That
no.
is
I
the
want Doing to answer the question. Doing, go ahead.
okay.
Yes.
So
Okay. Yeah, Miss
sorry, I
Doyi,
think
go on.
I have doing. So I want doing the communications lead to answer.
yes, so we have the 30 days money back guarantee for the users that assures them, just like a means of assurance, like okay, the escrow feature is also there. We don't pay the artisans until the job is completed and you are satisfied. The money stays in escrow. So these are the features that we have put in place to ensure that we are able to, you know, drive credibility and also like put their mind at rest. Then on the provider side, we have the policy and guidelines that they have to follow. I think I mentioned earlier that it's very important to us that if you as a provider flout any of these rules, you'll be permanently removed from the platform. So in us assuring the users and also like ensuring that the providers act right every time, we are able to like put this safety guarantee in place to assure our users.
All right. So the other question before we call it a day is, your professionals, what are the things to do to make them feel at home, not just feel as gig workers out there, one of those gig workers, but to just make them feel as part of the team.
Like I said, we host an annual convention for our providers, and it's our way of reminding them that they are part of us. They are workmen, like Miss Oluwatoyin just said earlier. When they go out to do a job on behalf of workman, they are not going there as Miss Oluwatoyin. She's going there as workman. So we make them feel at home as much as possible. Make them feel like family, like you are part of workman, and you are not just like a third party gig workers like this person is asking. So we have all these programs that we have put in place: award ceremony, annual convention, and occasional webinars to have quick chats with them and also address their concern. So yeah, we do that a lot.
Thank you so much, Tony, for your response. Before I go, I want to give each of you just 30 seconds or your thoughts about Workman and the zero stories done before, what you're doing now. Let me start with you, Twin.
Yes, sir. So about zero story, just services. I've said it earlier on that I believe it's just the services we render. It's the services we've given them so far on the app, because Workman has been a app that have been the best among the best. So you are not, we are, after I said it earlier, we are not just recycle user or this thing. No, 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 no. We are different. That is what we are trying to tell you, that zero stories, just services. And we are not there for when we get client, please. It's because when, like I said, if you know someone, maybe a client knows someone introduced not from Workman, just outside, say, is that because of Mr. Lagbaja and I make me draw for you? No, I won't want to draw for you like that too. On Workman, we don't do that. We are just professional. We are experts in our job. We face what we are going to do. So that is how we said zero service, just service. Zero excuses, just services, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Let me hear from you, Mr. Ogu.
Okay, thank you very much. Just to piggyback back on what Tony said. So zero story just services, it simply means zero excuses, just perfection. So we are focused on not giving excuses and not giving shabby jobs, but just focused on giving you professionalism, giving you um, competence, and giving you quality. So that's really what the campaign is about. Um, a platform where once you hire an artisan, once you request for a job, you get what you requested for. No, it's not about this is what I requested for and this is what I got. No, you're getting what you demanded for and you're getting your money's worth. That's what it's about.
And great Twin.
Thank you very much. They have said, zero stories, just service, just kind of like reinforces what Workman stands for: professionalism, quality, reliability, and credibility all round. Workman is the best out of the best. And yeah, we are using this campaign as a means to reinforce that and also like remind the people that are already on the platform why we stand out and why we are different from other platforms or other regular artisans. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Before we call it a day, I just want to remind us about Workman. Can we have a commercial again before we wrap up?
Toye gets home late at night after a long day at work. He gets home and he realizes every other apartment in the neighborhood has light except his. His frustration had hit its max capacity at this point because he has to round up work on his task before the next workday. Does he sleep in the dark or download the Workman app to get a professional electrician around him to connect his apartment's power back? We'll let Toye decide. Workman, get reliable artisans around you in a matter of minutes.
That brings us to the end of today's conversation on Meet the People Behind the Service. We began by asking a question every Nigerian household has asked at one time or the other: who knows someone that can fix my pipe, my gen, my whatever? So over the last 1 hour, we hope we've offered part of the answer. Behind every job completed on the Workman is a real person, someone who trained for this or her work, who knows because their name and reputation are on the words, are on the line. So our panelists, Mr. Chidebere Ogu, head of marketing at Workman, Adejoyin Kolawole, communications lead at Workman, and Oluwatoyin Oluweji. Thanks for all you are doing. Thanks for pulling back the curtain and letting us see the people behind the process and the professionals behind this platform. Your stories are answers to the questions we open with. So everyone who watched or everyone who was watching, who is still watching us, thank you for spending the time with us. So the next time something breaks at home, a leaking pipe, a faulty connection, an air conditioner that gives up on the middle of the Hamatan. We hope the question changes. Not who knows someone, but let's check on Workman. So on behalf of the entire Workman team, thank you for joining us for Meet the People Behind the Service. Good afternoon and stay safe. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Guys, imagine getting ready for an event you have in your house and boom, the AC just packs up. Guys, the event is in 2 hours. Luckily for me, I have Workman, which is an app that you can find reliable artisans with